Cell Replication and Differentiation, Section 3. Let's start with a review of mitosis. We're going to drag these cells where they belong, starting with the first stage of mitosis and ending with cytokinesis, describing what's happening along the way. So in the very first stage of mitosis, we have the nuclear membrane disappearing, so the cell can move around those chromosomes. The chromosomes here are doubled because DNA replication has already taken place. Once that nuclear membrane has disappeared, the cell is able to line up the chromosomes in the middle. Once they're lined up in the middle, you notice they're still doubled. We'll add that in. Chromosomes are still doubled. It's ready to pull those copies apart. And it does that in anaphase by pulling them to opposite ends of the cell. Moves one copy of each to one end of the cell. Once it's got those copies sorted to the ends of the cell, it is going to surround them with a new nuclear membrane. At this point, they're singles again. And that's really the end of mitosis. We've got two nuclei. They would be identical to each other, have identical chromosomes. The next stage is really outside of mitosis. It is called cytokinesis. And in cytokinesis, the cytoplasm splits to create two cells, each with its own copy of the nucleus. And there we go, a review of what we learned last time. Now we're going to take it a step further. We're going to look at when mitosis happens. Mitosis doesn't happen for every cell all the time. Some cells actually never divide. So how do we know when mitosis is going to happen? Well, we look for areas of growth and repair because mitosis is replacing one cell with two cells. So it's going to allow for growth, or it's going to allow to replace cells that might have been lost. So these images over here, we're looking for growth and repair for the place where cells need to divide more often or need to divide faster. So this is going to be places where the cells are in ideal conditions, or places where they get damaged, or places where they're growing quickly. One example would be if you get a cut, you'll need to replace the cells that are lost or damaged. Another example would be healthy plant roots because they're growing. So you would expect to find mitosis there. But there are places that cells do not need to divide. Why? Well, they're either low on resources, and it would take too many resources, so they can't do that division in a way that's healthy, or they're protected from damage, so there's no need for new growth, or they're dying, and so there's no point. A dying leaf would not be doing mitosis? Our nerve cells do not tend to do mitosis. So those are two areas where you would not expect to find mitosis. The fact that our nerve cells don't often do mitosis is one reason nerve damage is so bad, because nerve cells don't often replace themselves, which means the nerve damage is often permanent. Cell division, which we've been talking about, mitosis plus cytokinesis, is part of a bigger cell cycle. So we're going to look at that bigger cell cycle at this point. We've spent a lot of time talking about the work that cells do. The work that cells do happens during the normal life of the cell, which is called interphase. That's where those chromosomes are relaxed. They're doing protein synthesis. The cell is doing all of the respiration or photosynthesis, responding to stimuli, getting bigger because of osmosis, all of those things that happen. The daughter cells that are created, each are going to live their own little cell cycle life. And they're going to start off in interphase. They're going to mature. And at a certain point, the cell's going to get large enough that if it's going to go through mitosis, it needs to get ready. And to get ready, what it's got to do is copy its DNA, which we talked about before and is called replication, DNA replication. That happens during the normal life of a cell if it is going to divide. If it is going to go through mitosis, before mitosis ever starts happening, it's got to copy its DNA. And then it's got to copy and sort out its organelles so that the new cells will have access to all of those structures that allow the cell to do what it needs to do to maintain homeostasis. So the two big parts of the cell cycle are interphase and then cell division. And as you can see, if you think about this like a clock, the longest part of this diagram is happening in the blue, which is interphase. That's where the cell is going to spend most of its life. Just like in the life of a human, you spend most of your life not pregnant. And if you happen to be someone who gets pregnant and has a child someday, that will just be a shorter part of your life. So let's look at this cell cycle again and think about the chromosomes and what's happening to them in each stage. The S phase is where the cell prepares to be split, and it does that by making a copy of the chromosomes. So the new cells have the DNA they need to make the proteins they need to do their work. That is called DNA replication, making a copy of the DNA, which is, in effect, making a copy of the chromosomes. Here's what a chromosome normally looks like in a eukaryotic cell. It's just a linear strand molecule, if you will, of DNA. Once the copy is made, you've got two copies stuck together. And so they look like an X or like these two kind of wormy things. And then when they are pulled apart, when they are separated, they are back to singles. Let's sort out the explanations. Over here we have the three explanations. We start with each DNA molecule. A single chromosome is copied by DNA replication. And they are held together in the center by something called a centrosome. This is now called a doubled chromosome. And then finally, the two copies get pulled apart, so each daughter cell receives one copy of each of the chromosomes. Notice that we started with 2, and each daughter cell would receive 2. So whatever number you start with in mitosis, each daughter cell will have that number at the end. That's important because we often have test questions that ask about that. Mitosis is not just used to create new cells in multicellular organisms. Sometimes it's actually used to create a whole new organism. We call this asexual reproduction. And when asexual reproduction occurs, it's creating clones. The word clone just means a genetically identical copy of the organism. There's several types of asexual reproduction that use mitosis, or the basic process, to happen. Watch this video on the slide to learn about the types of asexual reproduction and then try to match the label to the image. Come back here and see if you're correct. Let's see how you did. In this first image, we see the new organism emerging like a little budding off a plant. This is a hydra, not a plant, but it kind of looks that way, and that's why this style is called budding. This organism that is emerging would be genetically identical. In bacteria, we have something that looks very much like mitosis, but there's no nucleus. So it's a little bit different, and we call it binary fission. In the end, you have two bacteria organisms, where before you had just one. In fungus, they release genetically identical packets of DNA called spores in a process of sporulation, which is asexual. Some plants can actually create clones, genetically identical copies of themselves, that they send off to grow and develop on their own using a runner, and this is called vegetative propagation. And then finally, some very simple organisms can actually be cut or divided, and each piece will develop into a new, complete, and genetically identical copy of the parent in a process called regeneration or fragmentation. Please do make sure to watch this video to learn more about each. In our last couple of minutes, we're going to do a quick review of mitosis and how it is used in asexual reproduction. Take a few minutes, pause this video, and drag the labels to match up here in the fill in the blank. Let's see how you did when you get back. All right, here we have the answers. Let's read through them. Mitosis creates two identical copies of the parent cell. Each copy is a genetically identical clone of the parent. To create enough DNA for each daughter cell, the parent cell copies each chromosome to create a doubled chromosome made of two sister chromatids. Genetic variation is decreased by mitosis. The less variation because they're all identical. Mitosis is asexual reproduction. It's making something that's identical. 5 examples of asexual reproduction for organisms include budding, binary fission, sporulation, vegetative propagation, and fragmentation or regeneration. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you next time. In the meantime, have a great day.